Hello, friend, and welcome to the Daily Treasure podcast produced by Mark Inc. Ministries. I'm Roberta Dosa, and I have the privilege of reading the devotionals for this week. Today's devotional is called Costly Obedience, Isaac, by Chuck and Sharon Betters. Faith principle number 5, biblical faith means surrendering to God's will. Today's treasure, by faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau in regard to their future. Hebrews 11:20. What does it mean to trust God when His plans conflict with our desires? How do we walk in obedience when our hearts are breaking, when surrender feels like loss, and when the cost seems too great? In this 6-day journey through the life of Isaac, we explore what we call costly obedience, the kind of faith that doesn't always understand, but chooses to follow anyway. Isaac, often seen as a quiet link between the towering faith of Abraham and the dramatic journey of Jacob, was in fact a man shaped by surrender. His story is not flashy, but it's foundational, and it reflects the struggles many of us face, wrestling with God's will, navigating fractured families, learning to let go of control, and trusting God with the things we hold most dear. Through biblical reflection, we will walk with Isaac through the hard places of obedience. We will hear from Denise, who longed for her husband's salvation and discovered that surrender meant quiet transformation in her own heart. We'll look honestly at favoritism, family dysfunction, and God's redemptive purposes in the midst of chaos. This devotional is for the one who's tired of trying to fix what only God can redeem. It's for the mother who longs for her child to come home, the spouse waiting for a breakthrough, the daughter grieving what was lost. Together, we'll discover that when obedience costs us everything, surrender to God's plan always leads to peace, purpose, and fruit. Come, let's walk together with Isaac. Let's listen for the whispers of God's faithfulness. Let's surrender our plans to the one who never fails. As we start our walk with Isaac, ask the Lord to open your heart to idols you don't realize are idols. Perhaps it's something meant for good, but has turned into an obsession, a dream for your future, or a present-day relationship. Only the Lord and you know what these idols are. As you open your heart to God's truth, ask the Lord to open your hands in surrender, trusting Him to fill the places with His grace and peace. Father, you know us better than anyone. May Isaac's journey help us see clearly what is taking attention away from dependence on you. Amen.
Friends, thanks so much for joining us for the Daily Treasure podcast, and we are so grateful when we hear stories about how God is using this devotional to help turn your hearts toward Jesus. Another resource that we want to offer to you is Ask Dr. Betters on YouTube. My husband Chuck answers hard questions about suffering, questions that are submitted to him by people from all over the world. And you can submit your question as well. So go to markinc.org, that's markinc.org, where you can submit a question for Chuck to answer, or you can leave your own story about how God is using Daily Treasure to help turn your heart toward Jesus. Again, I'm Sharon Betters, and thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow.